The book JFK and the Unspeakable, written by James W. Douglas, is an in-depth investigation into the killing of President John F. Kennedy on November 22, 1963. The author has done extensive research on the subject, in contrast to the conclusion reached by the official Warren Commission report. The book contends that John F. Kennedy's assassination was not the product of a single assassin, but rather the consequence of a conspiracy that was coordinated by groups within the United States government, including the Central Intelligence Agency and the military-industrial complex. The concept of the unspeakable, which was drawn from Thomas Merton, is presented by Douglas to depict a systemic evil that has its origins in the paranoia that was prevalent during the Cold War and the unfettered authority of intelligence organizations. Douglas claims that Kennedy's transformation from a traditional Cold Warrior to a leader trying to find peace made him a threat to strong interests. The narrative revolves around Kennedy's transformation into a leader seeking peace. The key events that are highlighted include John F. Kennedy's secret backchannel negotiations with Nikita Khrushchev, the leader of the Soviet Union, to end the Cold War, his refusal to invade Cuba in response to military pressure during the missile crisis, and his moves toward withdrawing from Vietnam. All of these events were in conflict with the agendas of the national security state. Douglas suggests that these policy moves led to a secret decision to eliminate him by weaving together historical documents, witness testimonies, and declassified information. He does this in order to support his claim. The book also investigates the roles that people such as Lee Harvey Oswald played, who was depicted as a scapegoat who was manipulated by intelligence operations, as well as the ensuing cover-up that hid the reality surrounding the events. Douglas portrays the assassination of John F. Kennedy as a defining incident that altered the trajectory of American history. He contends that the assassination did two things: it strengthened militarism and compromised democracy. Ultimately, JFK and the Unspeakable is a historical probe as well as a moral reflection, and it encourages readers to address the long-lasting ramifications of this tragedy as well as the causes that formed it. The acclaimed book, JFK and the Unspeakable, which Oliver Stone referred to as the best account I have read of this tragedy and its significance, provides information not only about the manner in which the plot to assassinate President John F. Kennedy was carried out, but also about the reasons why it was carried out and why it continues to be applicable in modern times. John F. Kennedy faced the risk of committing the most heinous crime in human history during the height of the Cold War, initiating a nuclear war. Kennedy, who had been a Cold Warrior for a long time, gradually shifted his beliefs away from the Cold Warrior ideology and toward a policy of sustainable peace. He was horrified by the prospect of nuclear devastation, but the United States military and intelligence organizations, which were determined to win the Cold War at any cost, saw Kennedy's change of heart as a direct danger to their power and influence. They were devoted to winning the war at any cost. As soon as these shadowy, unspeakable forces realized that Kennedy's goals were in direct contradiction to their own, they labeled him as a dangerous traitor, plotted his killing, and managed the ensuing cover-up about what had happened. Douglas transports readers to the Oval Office during the anxious days of the Cuban Missile Crisis, leads them on the peculiar path of Lee Harvey Oswald and his shady handlers, and brings them to the twisting road in Dallas where an ambush was waiting for the president's motorcade. Douglas provides compelling evidence that these forces of the unspeakable were present at each and every stage of the process, manipulating individuals in the same manner as pawns on a chessboard in order to further a harmful and even lethal objective. The highly accomplished director and producer Oliver Stone brought JFK and the Unspeakable to the notice of the world for the first time on Bill Mayer's show, and it quickly rose to the top of the bestseller charts almost immediately. After that, since then, it has received praise from several notable authors, including Mark Lane, author of Rush to Judgment, who describes it as an exciting work with the drama of a first-rate thriller. John Perkins, author of Confessions of an Economic Hitman, who declares it to be arguably the most important book yet written about an American president. And Robert F. Kennedy Jr., who describes it as a very well-documented and convincing portrait. I strongly encourage every single American to read this book and draw their own conclusions from it. I left links in the description for the book and movie. I have 3 dogs and a cat. All are rescue animals. Any commissions I earn as an Amazon associate goes towards buying food for them. If you are an animal lover and want to help, the next time you want to order something from Amazon, click on one of my links from my descriptions first. Keep a list of them somewhere. If you buy anything within 24 hours, I will earn a commission and my pets will be fed and happy. My German Shepherd has a huge appetite. Here she is playing with my neighbors. One of my other dogs, a hyperactive black Labrador, is the world's fastest eater and seems never to be full. I write many types of book, but science fiction is my favorite and the Quantum Vault. Holographic Heroes is my latest. Speaking of conspiracies, navigate the galaxy, visit intriguing planets, and join our heroes on stage in the Quantum Vault. Holographic Heroes. Doug Cowboy McAllister, a recently resurrected holographic human, faces an impossible challenge. Lead a ragtag team vault to victory in an intergalactic dance-off with the mysterious Luna by his side, who is the love of his life. He must overcome, not just his 2 left feet, but also deadly assassins, poison, electromagnetic containment fields, political intrigue, and a powerful empire determined to keep dancing illegal. As Team Vault recruits a very sexy dancer who is deadly with knives and a trainer bot named Rocky who doubles as their pedal to the metal chauffeur, they uncover a sinister conspiracy threatening their very existence. When their enemies close in and team members face imprisonment if they lose, Doug must master the dance floor and opera to try and win the event. But Doug is poisoned and subject to suspicious containment fields in the hospital. He makes a daring escape with the help of Luna, who enters her terrifying Medusa mode, complete with venomous and electrocuting snakes coming out of her head. Freddy, the scientist who thinks he is Kurt Vonnegut Jr., applies a to charge Doug up so he can go full physical mode with superhuman strength. Their star ballet dancer sprains her ankle on the day of the dance-off. Vri, a male alien with blue skin, dons her tutu and a pink wig to take her place and takes the stage with Doug, who used to be terrible at karaoke, but will now sing opera. This science fiction comedy adventure combines romance, dance, opera, shootouts, and knife fights in an absurdist space opera. If you love Douglas Adams' humor, Star Wars' epic scale, and Footloose's rebellious spirit, you'll be captivated by Quick Savant's wildly entertaining and non-stop adventure.